As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, a lot of people are facing tough economic decisions due to layoffs or cutbacks in hours at work. This morning, Jesse Campbell with the Tom Bible Law Firm is here to talk about the options available when it comes to facing those tough financial decisions. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that. You know, people are facing, you're finding a lot of your clients are facing some tough times, right?
That's right. Times are tough for a lot of us out there right now. We just want folks to know that there's always options.
Options are available. What, you know, there's things you should do, you shouldn't do. Let's start with the things that you shouldn't do when you're facing some debt, you're facing some financial burdens right now.
Well, you know, the first thing I always like to tell folks to do is not make any rash decisions.
Right.
Sit down and look at your situation and come up with a plan. You know, without a plan, you're just aiming rudderlessly out there. So, you know, that's the first thing. After that, you know, you want to make sure that you have a good game plan and then go attack it and face it that way.
And consult a professional.
Absolutely. Consult a professional.
Like yourself.
Like myself, or other financial professionals, depending on what your situation is. There are options out there to help you.
And what are some things that people shouldn't do when they're making these decisions?
Again, don't make any rash decisions.
Right.
Don't rush to sell off assets to pay your debts. That can cause a lot of trouble down the road if you're not careful. Same thing with cashing out retirement plans or 401ks.
That's your future.
That's your future. Don't do that. You know, it can really hurt you down the road. You know, you trade off some short-term relief there, but it can really hurt you down the road immensely.
And let's talk about, you know, bankruptcy is an option. It's one of the many options, but it is an option. What should people, you know, what do they need to think about before they think about bankruptcy?
You know, you need to think about your own financial situation. If you find yourself in a position where, you know, even if you've been laid off or if you haven't been laid off and you're still working and your hours have been cut, or if your paycheck just isn't going far enough to meet all your bills like it used to because prices have gone up, whatever the situation might be, you know, if you find yourself in that situation, you know, the bankruptcy option might be your best bet because a lot of times folks can eliminate all or most of their debt through that process.
And some people, even it goes so far that some people, you know, they get behind on the bills. They actually get sued to get those debts paid, and that's another thing that you need to take into consideration as well.
Absolutely. When you start falling behind on credit card bills, personal loans, that sort of thing, eventually these creditors, a lot of them get around to suing folks.
Right.
And when that happens, you know, it's important not to panic, but to when you get served with those papers, if you are so unfortunate to get served with those papers, take those. Look at what the creditor is saying that you owed. Verify that you owe that debt. And if you do owe that debt, you know, you need to respond to that. Go to court, and you have to deal with it. But there are options to get out of that.
Okay.
Eventually, these creditors, most of them will get a judgment against you if you do owe them. And then when they get the judgment, then they can start collecting on that judgment.
They can actually garner up to a quarter of your wages, is what I understand.
That's right. Creditors, once they obtain a judgment in court against you, they can garnish up to 25% of your take-home pay, which can be a big detriment to a lot of folks.
And another thing I think a lot of folks don't know, you can file a lien against anything that you do own.
That's right. They can file a lien against any property that you own.
Right.
They can also look to identify any liquid assets that you have, like bank accounts and that sort of thing, and they can actually seize those.
And how long do you know, when you get that judgment from the courts, how long does that judgment last?
10 years typically, but under the law, they're allowed to renew those for an additional 10 years, almost indefinitely. So it can stay
as long as it remains unpaid.
That's right.
They can renew every 10 years.
That's right.
But these are a lot of, I'm sure our viewers have a lot of questions, and these are questions they need to come and just sit down and talk with you about.
Absolutely. We're always happy to talk to anybody that might think that they're in a situation where they can use our services.
Right.
Our consultations are always free.
Right.
And we just love to talk to folks and
even though you deal with bankruptcies, there may be other options available.
That's right. And if bankruptcy is not a good fit for my clients, I'm going to tell them.
Right.
And we'll find a solution that hopefully works for them.
All right.
That's right.
All right. Jesse, we appreciate you taking some time with us today. Great information that a lot of folks I'm sure could use right now. We got some information on Tom Bible Law. It is located right there on Brookside Drive in Kingsport. If you have questions, give them a call. Check out their website as well. Find out what your options are before you make those tough financial decisions.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by